Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making a tutorial on how to make these beautiful butterfly variation dangle earrings. I particularly really like these ones because I just think they are so darn cute and just dainty in the perfect way. So first I'm going to show you guys how to make these butterfly with the studs. I put both of them in because the technique for both of them are relatively the same. So I'm starting off by taking my colors to create a marbled effect. So I'm taking a lot of white. I mixed some translucent clay with just a little bit of dark purple in order to make that little lavender color. And I'm taking a cyan blue and also like a darker blue. And as you can see, I'm kind of twisting it up, rolling as I go, flattening it out. And you just want to make sure that you don't get too carried away. Don't over blend it, don't over mix it. Otherwise, it's just going to become one single color. So after flattening it out, I take a look at both sides of my design to see which one I like better. I'm using a butterfly cookie cutter from the set in which I will link below. It came with a set of all these other butterflies, some moths, some suns and flowers, and they're just super cute. But I always make sure to look through the hole when I place my cookie cutter, just to make sure that I'm going to like the design that will be on the cutout. So to be completely honest with you guys, this one that I made with the pattern is actually not the final product that I put in the picture. I actually kind of burned this one, and so I ended up making a different one with a little bit simpler design. But again, it's the same process. For the second pair with the obvious marbling, I didn't record that one, but I just cut out little studs from the same design so that I can use it for when I put all the hardware together. And for the baking process, I actually put my butterflies on a little roll of tin foil just to make sure that when it baked, it would have like a little bit of a shape to it, a little flutter, if you will. I didn't want it to be completely flat. So I have this tiny hole cut out that I'm using to punch my holes so that I can put the jump rings in. I know a lot of people put their holes in after they've baked, but I don't really have one of those tools, so it's just easier for me to do it when it's soft. I can link those down below too. It came in like a set of different sizes, but yeah, I used the small one to cut out my little key ring hole. So this is what they look like after they've baked, but I am setting up these studs for the very marbled ones, and I'm going to take a pack of these white flowers that I found at Walmart to be the studs for the other one. I used some acrylic to paint the edges of these ones because I just felt like with the lack of design on the actual butterfly, I think it needed a little something else. These are just going to be the studs that I'm going to glue on the back of the flowers with some E6000. If you don't have those flowers, that's okay. I just think that just juxtaposing the polymer clay with some other textile gives it a little bit more of a visual interest. For the rest of the hardware though, I'm choosing to go with gold, so gold jump rings. I'm also getting some gold chain, and I actually realized that there was no cutout inside the fabric flowers for me to put the chain, so I actually just put some E6000 on the stud, and I'm just stringing the chain onto the actual stud and gluing it. Seems a little bit ghetto, but I put it on my ear and it wasn't clumpy at all, and it holds on just fine. And just repeat the same process for these ones. So the next ones on the list are these sparkly blue earrings. They're not actually that crazy sparkly in real life. I just put a little effect over the video and I just thought they looked so cute. So my color of choice is this navy blue. It actually has the sparkles embedded in them already, so I didn't have to mix any sparkles inside the clay itself. The initial process is the exact same as the last one, so flatten it out, get your sheet, and take the butterfly cookie cutter and cut it out wherever you want to. These ones, there's no like design on the actual slab, so you can just reuse the clay once you've cut out the shape that you wanted. When I go to cut out my holes, I'm setting them opposite and diagonally from each other and cutting out opposite holes so that when I actually string it on, it's not going to be like straight across. It is going to have a little tilt. After I've popped those in the oven, I sanded them, and now I'm just taking some gold acrylic paint and painting the edges again. But I'm also making sure to not only get that side edge, but also a little bit on the front face and the back face. I varnished them with this clear glossy varnish that I will link down below too. And now I'm just taking the hardware that I'll need to assemble. I realized that I put my holes a little bit too far, and this one was a little bit of a thicker piece too. So the jump rings had a really tight fit. So I really suggest that if you're going to use this shape of butterfly, do the hole for the jump ring like a little bit closer to the edge, or like do a thinner piece. Now onto the final burnt orange piece. It has the same hardware as the last ones pretty much, but I just changed the position of where the jewels lay. I started off with a little burnt orange slab that I mixed with some red, some brown, and some bright yellow. And now I'm taking a black and rolling it out so that I can make like little tiny vines. This slab really didn't have any method to the madness. I just kind of like put vines where I wanted them to be, and I put little leaves and little dots here and there, and I didn't let it sit on the actual slab. I actually rolled it flat so that it was flush. I know sometimes people do slabs and they kind of like the 3D effect, but for the sake of like a clean look, I just wanted it to be completely flush. I'm taking some pointy tweezers and etching little lines inside the leaves just to give it some texture. I also did like little indents and stuff on the actual background, but there wasn't really any method to the madness. Again, I kind of like made little textures here and there and drew some lines and did some dots, and I think they turned out pretty nice. After I cut them out, I just poked one hole at the very top so that I could string the jump rings and the chain through. Alright, so here are the finished products. Just know that you can interchange anything with anything if you don't have the flowers or the studs or the colored chains, but it's just for design inspo, and everything will be linked down below. Thanks!